What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rel with 1L, the Barber, man, and I'm about to get busy on this ball fade. Y'all already know how I go. You gotta start that thing off with a nice, crispy ball line. You know what I mean? Not too high, not too low, just right, you know what I mean? Like a midway ball fade. The one at the top, nice wavelength, something real clean, real crispy. Now, the key to that perfect fade is to make sure everything in the beginning is nice and clean, real even. You know what I mean? Your base got to be strong, so your finish is good. You feel me? I'm keeping everything nice and uniform, so I'm not doing sloppy work. Everything got to be in place. Everything got to be neat. Got to take pride in that. So right now, I done opened my clippers all the way up, pulled the lever all the way open. Now I'm doing my first guideline. And I went up about an inch, almost an inch, not quite an inch, but you know, close to it. I'm not trying to take this fade too high. But you want to keep that guideline the same length all the way around. Maybe open it up a little bit more in the back so it can drop a little bit, but you want to keep it the same. Now I'm starting to work on knocking that bottom line out. And I mean, it can be real hard for beginner barbers to get that bottom line out because y'all put it in with y'all put too much on that first line, that first ball line, that is so hard to get out. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta jam your clippers into somebody's head. Just keep a light touch. You know what I mean? Light as a feather. Your fade's gonna always come out smooth. You don't have to be heavy-handed. Nice and easy. It's all good though. You know what I mean? We all make that mistake. Yeah, blending that bottom line out is real simple. You know what I mean? I just take my clippers, close them up halfway, and then go halfway up on the line. Close them up a little bit more and then go a little lower on that line. Keep doing that until you get your clippers all the way close to close. Feather the line out, keep feathering out, keep working on it. It's not going to happen the first pass. You got to keep working on it, going over it, blending it out, perfecting it. Eventually you'll find your technique, find your way, find your style. Now I just slapped on the 1.5 guard and I'm just laying down everything, clearing out some bulk. Making sure the space that I'm going to fade up in, you know what I mean? Making sure it's just nice and even and clean to work through. You don't want to be cutting through a bunch of hair when you don't have to. It's easier to fade when your canvas is nice and smooth. Now I got on that one guard. I got it open halfway and I'm cutting the top of his hair down to the length that he wanted at. He like a nice wavelength cut, but a 1.5 is a little too high for him, so he like it down like a 1. That way it's a nice low lasting cut, but it's not too low that I'm cutting all his waves out. His waves still popping, everything's still there. Everything look good. Just going over the hair nice and evenly, making sure everything all the same length. Everything look clean. And remember, try not to dig your guards into somebody's hair. You wanna, you know what I mean, leave that bottom of the blade, the heel of the blade, you wanna leave it flat down on the head and go over it that way. Don't dig the teeth of your guards into somebody's hair. That's how you make holes and bald spots. You don't want that. Wow, I never really use these Andes T outliners, man. I really don't have no use for them. I'm a babblish trimmer bull, so these Andes, man, they don't even come out the drawer like that. You know what I mean? I gotta force myself to use them almost. I just don't really like them, man. I don't like the way they cut. I don't think they hit. They ain't really sharp like that. To me, they just not as strong as the corded ones. I think Andes dropped the ball with these joints, man. Even the black ones, the black with the gold blade, they not even that good. They need to go back to the drawing board with their trimmers and create a clipper that can rival the babblish trimmers, because the babblish winning right now. I'm just being honest. All right, I got that one guard on now. You know what I mean? Going up against the grain on that line. Making my second guideline. But I wouldn't even call it a guideline. When I do my second line, it's not really like a uniform line. I just go up and hit it where I feel like I need to. Because a lot of times I get lost if I keep making guidelines. I get lost in the fade. You know what I mean? I do better with just cleaning it up. Spot cleaning, basically. And I go up right underneath where I went with the 1.5 guard. That's as high as I go. Right underneath of it. That way you can start to see that fade and that transition. That's the order of it. 1.5 guard at the top. Underneath that, 1 guard. And then after the 1 guard, underneath that, we're going to go with the half guard. And that's what I got on now. So with the half guard, I go right underneath where I put the 1 at. And then slowly close it up a little bit. Go down a little lower. Close it up a little bit more. Go down on the fade a little bit lower. And you'll start to see that line slowly disappear. It take a little while. You got to work on it. You got to keep hitting it, feathering it out. Don't dig in. Don't dig your clippers in the head. That's how you get ball spots. Just feather it out. Tap it, tap it, tap it real soft. Light touch. And you see just that fast, that deep line that was there, that thing almost gone. And it take a while to get your technique down. You can look on YouTube and look at other barbers and try to fade exactly the way they fade. But my suggestion is just to find your own style. You know what I mean? You could take little bits and pieces from other people, but you got to eventually create your own technique, because the way somebody else fade is not going to work for you. You know what I mean? You got to come up with your own way to do it. The sooner you come into your own, the sooner them fades going to get nice and blurry. You feel me? And just like that, all the lines going, everything blended out. Now you ready for your shape up. I start my shape ups right in the middle of the forehead. Then work my way to the side that's up the highest. You want to start on the high side, because once you line that higher side up, you can bring the other side up to where that is. But if you start where the hairline is lower at, there's really no way you can bring the other side down lower to where that is, unless you use enhancements. And you really don't want to use enhancements until you get that line as straight as it can be without them. Now I'm just spinning my client around, looking at his cut in the mirror, making sure everything is nice and straight, tapping that line, trying not to dig the clippers into his skin too much, just being light as I can. And you want to keep combing or brushing down that hair as you lining him up to get all that extra hangover hair. The more you comb down and clean up that hangover, the cleaner your cut and lineup gonna be. Just taking my time, making sure I'm hitting everything. Putting that nice ash line on him. I'm using the Babyliss Low Pro FX new trimmers. I think this was the first time I used them too. Still trying to get used to them. You know, with new trimmers, you gotta get used to new trimmers. Take a while to get them to where you want them to be, to where they hitting hard as you want them to. And work neat, man. Don't have your station all sloppy while you cutting. Make sure everything has its place and put it there. You feel me? I don't know. I just feel better when my station is neat. I cut better. I feel better when everything is in place. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's just me, though. Clean up my man's mustache and goatee. He ain't had much of a beard. You know what I mean? So get that mustache right. Try not to go too much higher over the lip with it. Keep it low. On point. Yeah, a little razor action. A cut ain't a cut without the razor, man. You gotta have a razor. Give you that nice ash line. That's the cherry on top of the whole sundae, man. That razor line is very essential. Don't dig the razor in the skin too much. Keep it flat. Nice and easy. You don't want to cut nobody. Because if you know, like I know, you get cut with one of these barber blades, man, that joint bleed for 40 days and 40 nights, man. No lie. Everything is looking good. Blading up the other side. Finishing up. That's my coworker Shiz walking by in the background. Let me know that my fade is on point. You feel me? Gotta encourage your peoples, man. Keep everybody encouraged around you. Give each other flowers when we deserve it, man. Even when we don't deserve it, man. Just give your neighbor flowers, bro. Tell him he's doing a good job. You don't know what those couple words might do for somebody. That shit can change somebody's whole life. positive energy at all times. Manifest that. Every chance you get, manifest positivity into your life. You know? Time to wipe my boy down, splash him down with that heat. That's the cut, bro. Peace.